a place in the FA Cup quarter-finals and a visit to Premiership. Leicester City is the prize at stake for tonight's winners, and the FA Cup's already been something of a marathon for both these clubs this season, as Adjumang makes the first run into the Wycombe penalty area, scored his first ever goal for the club in the original tie on Saturday at Adams Park. Wimbledon's both matches in the previous rounds of the competition went to replays. Indeed, they both went to extra time, so this is their 6th tie in the competition this season. It's Wycombe Wanderers' 8th tie. Rammel beaten to it by Williams, who scored the opening goal of the game on Saturday, the big Wimbledon centre-half. Wycombe have changed their system tonight, adopting 3 centre-backs rather than a back 4 to try and counteract the pace and power of players like Adjumang here, who's just lost possession to Wycombe, and also, of course, their leading scorer, Jason Ewell. Wycombe all in blue, Wimbledon playing in what is normally their away strip of white shirts and green shorts, but they employ a sports psychologist here these days, and because Wimbledon's home record is so much worse than their away record, they play in the away strip, even though they're at Selhurst Park, to try and recreate the feeling that they have on the road, where they've been so successful with 8 wins in Division 1 this season. They've only managed 3 victories here at home in the league. Carlson, a possible target here. In fact, it goes short to Anderson. Keith Ryan applying the pressure, and Wycombe deal with the cross and indeed get a free kick for the challenge by Neil Ardley. Now in his 10th season here at Wimbledon, Ardley. The free kick a little too long, but hesitation between defender and goalkeeper almost let Wycombe in. Carlson clears down the line. Simpson there to win it back for the visitors, who are 10th in Division 2. Wimbledon 11th in Division 1, and that's a clear offside against Jason Ewell, who scored 5 times in his last 7 games and really disrupted the Wycombe defence in the first half at Adams Park on Saturday. Combination of he and Adjumang, full of pace, power and goal-scoring talent. Huge free kick, kicks out Wycombe. The header straight into the hands of Kelvin Davis. Wycombe, who's yet to score a goal, incidentally, in his time at Wycombe. Here's Ainsworth, who gave him a bit of a hard time in that first match, but on this occasion, Gareth Ainsworth runs the ball out of play. Just come back into the side after something like a year out injured, the former Port Vale winger. Ryan making a nuisance of himself, and Rammel doing even better. This is Ryan, and that's a good ball too to Carroll. Big booming cross, should be dealt with by the keeper, and quite a comfortable catch in the end for Davis, the former England under-21 international. And a good early throw out as well to Darren Holloway, another former England under-21 man, as McCarthy comes to win it back for Wycombe. Bullman on the ball for them. Pursued here by Ewell, holds him off and does very well. The ball on the right to Rammel. He's got Carroll in support. Disappointing cross by Andy Rammel, one of Wycombe's most experienced players. Back to Jason Cousins, the captain, and that's a poor ball by him. Very flat kick by Davis, but it did pick out the target, Ainsworth, who's beaten Wycombe with ease. Not so McCarthy, who got across on the cover. But clearly Ainsworth's form in the first game and in the opening stages here will be a headache for Wycombe. Ardley, and sets one up for Hawkins, who thought about hitting it from long range. Bullman closed down that option. Now Carlson, and Bullman should be there first again for Wycombe. Safety first clearance by a player that Wycombe signed from non-league football and has become a fixture in the side this season. trying to stop Carlson turning and getting in the cross, and managed to do just that. So the ball has gone out for a throw-in rather than the corner that Bo Carlson, the Swedish player, was looking for. Ajibang making himself available for a long throw, but the option goes short instead to the Republic of Ireland international Kenny Cunningham. Ryan closing him down immediately. Ewell using it sensibly. The long-range shot by Williams, charged down by Simpson. This is Ryan. And the challenge by Carroll earns Wycombe a throw. The pitch, as usual here at Selhurst Park, in poor condition. It's played on every single week, of course, with Crystal Palace and Wimbledon having this as their home venue, and with all the rain we've had this winter, it's in very poor shape. The tie has to be settled tonight, remember, extra time and penalties if required. Referee deciding that was a foul on Andy Rammell. Eddie Wolstenholme, the man in charge today, as he was on Saturday. And a controversial decision, allowing Wycombe their late equaliser. Although the linesman who was on duty and didn't see anything wrong with Steve Brown's goal isn't running the line tonight. Cousins free kick. Ryan is his target. Williams got higher. It comes out to Simpson, who's overhit that, but Brown, in fact, adjudged to have pushed away the defender Holloway. Not the biggest crowd at Selhurst tonight. They only got around 6,000 in the previous round for the visit of Middlesbrough. But it's a decent atmosphere, and a lot of travelling fans have made the journey from Buckinghamshire to see Wycombe making history. They'd never been beyond the third round of the FA Cup before this season. And Laurie Sanchez making his first return to Selhurst Park since his days as coach to the reserve team here, and before that, of course, a marvellous playing career, the highlight of which came, as everyone knows, in this competition. Clever little ball for Ajimang. Cousins closing down the option. Carlson's cross is cleared by Simpson, hardly with a chance to play it back in for Wimbledon, but Wycombe stand firm again. Cousins with the clearance, a little too long, and easily intercepted by Cunningham. And making himself available, Mark Williams, the Northern Ireland international. Now Anderson. Cousins' clearance reaches Rammell. And it was Anderson who came to win it back again for the home team, who were relegated last year, of course, after 17 consecutive seasons in the top division in English football. A wonderful record for a club who started their life, like Wycombe in fact, as a non-league outfit. This is Bates, the Wycombe centre-back, touched on by Ryan. Williams there to clear. And Davis, who's not the happiest kicker of the ball, just about got that one away. Ewell takes the throw early, looking for Ajimang, and finding him. Just sneaked in behind Jamie Bates, who gave him a little nudge, I thought, but the referee didn't. He's given a goal kick. One of the many players that has been home produced by Wimbledon. They don't have the resources of the bigger clubs they used to compete with on a regular basis. And one of the main reasons that Wimbledon have produced so much young talent over the years is current manager Terry Burton, who used to be in charge of the youth system here, and so many of the players in action tonight were tutored and carefully guided by him. Bates interception, can't find Ryan. This is Carroll playing as a right wing back for Wycombe tonight, one of their longest serving players, who goes back even to the non-league days as a conference player. And he makes the interception. It's not gone out of play though. Bates is there to knock it long, and neither side really settling down as yet. Simpson On to Ryan, looks for Rammell. Brown takes over and tries an ambitious effort, which produced a marvellous save by Kelvin Davis. Well, full marks to Steve Brown for spotting that Davis was a few feet off his line here. And that was a beautifully executed lob that brought the best out of Wimbledon's goalkeeper. That was for sure on its way in. And Brown, whose late equaliser, earned Wycombe this replay, almost gave them advantage here. First corner of the game to the second division team. And Wycombe have been particularly dangerous this season at set pieces. In fact, the majority of their goals have come from corners or free kicks. Brown lifts it high. Bates tries to get ahead to it, couldn't do so. And it's cleared by Neil Ardley. Adjimang. And Ainsworth has broken away. Danger for Wycombe here. Still Ainsworth, and a great finish. Moments after Wycombe almost took the lead, Wimbledon do. 12 minutes gone, and Wycombe concede a goal from their own corner. Gareth Ainsworth running half the length of the field after Adjimang had played him in. Wycombe had sent so many players forward, there was simply no cover, and Ainsworth gets his third goal as a Wimbledon player, and what a vital strike. Well, it's unfortunate for Wycombe, but they won't panic, of course. They were 2 behind on Saturday, even going into the second half, and still came back to force a draw. But I'm sure Lawrie Sanchez will be very angry about the way that goal was conceded. Really, from your own corner kick, you shouldn't get into that kind of trouble. McCarthy pumps it long. Headed back by Holloway, and easy this time for Davis. Certainly wasn't easy a few moments earlier, though, when Brown tested him from long range. McCarthy's clearance. Ainsworth, who always looked the danger man on Saturday and has started in similar fashion tonight. A player that's cost £2 million when they signed him from Port Vale. Ardley's cross is good and eludes everyone. Dave Carroll there to clear. Got a lot of distance on the clearance, but this time Wycombe had everyone back, so he had no one to pick out. Davis waving players upfield. Came off Cousins, so that'll be Wimbledon's throw. Taken by the former Swedish under-20 international, Park Carlson. In fact, he's going to leave it in the end. Hawkins will take it instead and looks for Adjimang. Ryan gets it clear, but the ball runs loose and there's danger as Ardley went in with an attempted shot, well blocked by Chris Vinicum. Wimbledon scoring with their first effort of the game, basically. Williams beats Rammell to the high ball. Clearance by McCarthy is a good one. Picks out Carroll on Wycombe's right. And a claim for handball as Carlson blocked the cross. Mr. Wilson-Home not interested. Throw instead. Carroll plays it back to Cousins. The long ball forward. A belated offside flag against Steve Brown in the centre. Ironic, considering that the offside decision that Wimbledon were hoping for on Saturday against Brown never happened. Well, having conceded that early goal, Lawrie Sanchez has now come down to his touchline position with, in the background there, Terry Gibson, who also played in the 1988 Cup final. Huge kick by Taylor, watched all the way by Holloway. Bullman beaten to it. Simpson dispossesses Ewell. Bates finding Brown. The ball out to the right to Carroll, but he couldn't reach it in time. Well, as I said earlier, Davis is not the happiest when the ball's played back to him, and under no real pressure there, he sliced it out of play. Carroll taking his time over the throw. Simpson turns it on. Ryan beaten to it, but it comes to Wycombe. Now Keith Ryan again. Did well. Carroll. Plenty in the middle for the cross. One of them is Rammell. It only comes as far as Simpson, who sets it up for Wycombe to hit. And it was not the best shot. It was easily blocked. And once again on the break, it's Ainsworth for Wimbledon. And they've got two players over far post. He looks for Ewell in the centre. Very good interception by Bates. And then the goalkeeper, Martin Taylor, did even better. And his brave move there to pick up the loose ball has left Adjumang in some pain. Certainly no blame against the goalkeeper. He had to go for that, otherwise a goal could have been conceded. And Adjumang was equally courageous in pursuing it all the way here. It was just an accidental collision, and certainly Adjumang came off worse. Adjumang continues his treatment off the field, so Wimbledon momentarily have only 10 men, but they do have a lead. Jamie Bates for Wycombe. That's some ball. Wycombe. Now Brown. Shout for handball. Comes out to Bullman, who didn't have time to hit it. And the Wycombe players still arguing with Mr. Wolstenholme that there was a handball there when the first cross came in. They had the benefit of the referee's decision on Saturday. They feel they didn't get it that time. Let's have a look. Well, interesting one. Not obvious, but certainly the defender moved his arm in the direction of the ball dangerously. Simpson. The block takes it again to Ewell. Adjumang's back on the field now, having received treatment. McCarthy beats him to it. Now Carroll. Once again unable to keep it in place. Adjumang. Turned back by Cousins. He got a lot of pace on that. Wasn't an easy one for the goalkeeper to control, and he's knocked it out of play, albeit he did get a fair distance on the clearance. Player who played at the highest level with Derby County, Martin Taylor, and an ever-present in Wycombe's goal this season. There's Holloway for Wimbledon, who lead 1-0 here. Anderson. And now Neil Ardley. Wycombe backing away, allowing Ardley a lot of room. Decent effort from that range. Taylor knocks it very long again, looking for Rammell. Mark Williams was equal to it. Plenty of noise from the visiting fans, not discouraged by Wimbledon's early goal here. Bates. Now Jason Cousins. Carroll on the right flank. He goes long instead for Keith Ryan, who did well to get a touch on towards Rammell, who goes down, and another very loud appeal for a penalty. First one handball. On this occasion, Wycombe feel that Rammell was brought down. Same result for both appeals. The answer was no. Well, there was certainly a collision between Holloway and the Wycombe centre forward. Good layoff there by Ewell. Good skill on the ball too from Ardley. Ryan working hard to close him down. It breaks to Adjumang. And another block by Bates. Bullman finds Keith Ryan. Just hustled out of it there, Ryan. And Wimbledon enjoying a good little spell of possession here. Darren Holloway for them. McCarthy in strong on Newell. This is Anderson. That's a decent ball too for Adjimang. Two in the middle, one of them is Newell, the other is Carlson. He's going to take on all the defence single-handed. They're very excited about his prospects here in South London. Patrick Adjimang, just 20, and only a couple of dozen appearances in Wimbledon's first team. Certainly a very promising prospect. Holloway closed down again by Ryan. Williams to help him out, and then Brown in quickly. Wycombe closing Wimbledon down in midfield. Foul given against McCarthy. And Wimbledon have taken it quickly. Kenny Cunningham on the ball for them. Carroll spotted the danger. Carlson a little bit stronger on the ball. And that's Wycombe's throw. Ryan turns it on. Williams calmly back to Kelvin Davis. Over the head of Simpson. And Vinicum beaten to it by Ainsworth. In fact, the referee didn't like the challenge by Wimbledon's goal scorer. Wycombe free kick. Midway through the first half of this FA Cup fifth round replay, and just the one goal in it. Jamie Bates with the free kick. Carroll out on the right. You'll seem to push Carroll down there. The referee not seeing it that way as Bates plays one over the top, and offside the verdict against Keith Ryan. Another player who's been with Wycombe since their non-league days. This in fact is testimonial season. Ryan really a midfield player, being forced to play up front because Wycombe have lost so many strikers injured this season, including last season's top scorer Sean Devine, who hasn't played a single game. Carlson for Wimbledon. Cousins in the right place to clear, although Newell made it a little bit more difficult for him. Ironically, in the end, he's deflected it behind for a Wycombe goal kick. Bates gets his foot right through the clearance and slices it out of play. Peter Hawkins, the young defender, and yet another who came through the youth system here, will take it for the home team, who lead 1-0. Rammel. Strong interception by Neil Ardley. And again, a poor kick by Davis. Wimbledon must be concerned about their goalkeeper's distribution. In fact, it was his slice clearance that led to Wycombe's first goal in the original tie on Saturday. This is Bates, and he seemed to hesitate there before deciding what to do, and when he did make his mind up, he made a mistake. Bit of a veteran now, Jamie Bates, played over 500 games for Brentford. Ewell with a good ball, but Ardley's offside. Cousins' interception, and then Carroll turning it inadvertently towards his own corner flag, where Bates had to be quick, and wins the throw. Keith Ryan with a good header on. Cunningham's there to pump it back in, though. McCarthy was fouled. Jason Ewell, the guilty man. Oh, we're just over 25 minutes gone. There's really only been one shot on target by either side so far. Steve Brown's effort for Wycombe, which led to a corner, which led, ironically, to Wimbledon's goal from Ainsworth. Good improvisation by Kelvin Davis a moment ago as Wycombe win a throw. Simpson for them. Pumped in towards Rammel. The linesman has flagged offside again. Good header away by Bullman, but Hawkins there to knock it back in again. A bit of head tennis going on. Now Ainsworth gets it to his feet. Dispossessed. Brown for Wycombe. Carlson that bit stronger than Carroll. Cousins there to win it back. And then Bullman goes in hard. Carroll. Very talented footballer, Dave Carroll. Bates sets one up for Cousins to knock it long. Ryan on the right flank. So that's a Wimbledon throw. Cousins with a powerful header back, but that should be the goalkeeper's ball. Even though his own defender Cunningham slipped in front of him, then he reacted angrily when Rammel came through. Another poor kick by Davis, although this time it's kept in play by Ainsworth. Holloway. Anderson. That's a poor ball. And Wimbledon finding it hard to get their rhythm going, as Wycombe continue to close them down quickly in this middle third of the field. Ryan knocks it on, but that should be easy for Williams, and is. However, any back pass to Davis, with due respect to him, can create a problem for Wimbledon. McCarthy winning the header. And again, Simpson gets it away from danger. Ryan in quickly, seem to be brought down. The referee allows play to go on with Wycombe in possession. Dave Carroll. On to Simpson, the former Notts County player, the man who makes Wycombe tick in the middle of the field. And again, gets it back from McCarthy. Brown. The long ball, well, it should have been over the top for Winicombe, but he got it wrong, Brown. And now Wycombe suddenly have a problem again. Jamie Bates' clearance, not the best. And Wycombe outnumbered here as Carlson goes forward. Bates made up for his earlier error with a fine interception. Simpson knocks one long for Winicombe. Good work by Ainsworth, who really has been, as he was on Saturday, Wimbledon's best player. McCarthy doing well. Winicombe, former Glasgow Rangers player, with the long ball forward. Ryan prepared to chase, and it flicked off him from Williams' clearance. Winicombe thought it was going to be a Wycombe throw. He's going to be disappointed. Cousins gets it back to Bates. And then the long ball for Ravel. Brown in quickly. And has now stayed down injured, Steve Brown. He's on his feet again, though, as Carlson hits one into the heart of Wycombe's defence, where Bates hesitated for a moment, but got away with it with a good recovery header. McCarthy thought about turning it back to his goalkeeper, thought again. Now finds Ryan. On it goes to Bullman. Two players on the right here for Wycombe. Tried the long shot. Rammel with a chance. Beautiful save. Carroll. Yes! Wycombe equalised. Dave Carroll. 31 minutes gone. And deservedly Wycombe are level. Dave Carroll, 13 years a Wycombe Wanderers player, is the man who brings them on level terms. After Davis had made a wonderful save from Rammel, Carroll following up, slides it home. Well, Davis can't fault himself, because if he hadn't produced that wonderful save from Rammel, then the Wycombe striker's shot was on its way in anyway. Carroll was perfectly placed, and the man who's played over 500 games for Wycombe Wanderers has kept their FA Cup dreams alive here. Well, the spirit of never say die that Laurie Sanchez had as a Wimbledon player, he's instilled into his Wycombe team, and they've overcome again the blow of going behind to Terry Burton's Wimbledon. An embarrassing attempt at a throw there by Hawkins. Fortunately for him, it never actually got onto the field. I've heard of a foul throw, but I've never seen one quite like that before. Once again, Davis's kicking lets him down. But in fairness to Wimbledon's keeper, he's already produced two excellent saves. Ironically, the second one didn't count in the end because Carroll was following up to score. Well, at the moment, the Wycombe fans out shouting the Wimbledon followers, who've gone a little bit apprehensive about the way the tie is going. Winicombe doing well. Here's Ainsworth, though. And then Ainsworth had a kick at Chris Winicombe when the ball had been cleared, and the referee has given the free kick. Not taken any further action against Gareth Ainsworth. Bates's free kick. Couldn't find Rammel. Cousins tries to win it back hardly with the through ball. Simpson doing really well, and Carroll with the clearance back to goalkeeper Martin Taylor. The ball bounced up awkwardly for him. He did well to deal with that. Ryan onto Rammel. And that's a wonderful ball if Winicombe can get there, but he couldn't. Brown seemed to be pushing to me. The linesman didn't see it that way. So Wycombe keep possession. Simpson, Ryan. Simpson takes over again and finds Steve Brown. Wycombe playing some good football here. Danny Bullman, whose shot led to the Wycombe goal, is dispossessed this time by Carlson. Ewell to his left, Adjumang to his right. and he looks for Adjumang. McCarthy hesitated. Adjumang can't get round McCarthy, and a very harsh decision goes against the Wycombe centre-back. Indirect free kick, presumably for obstruction. Neil Ardley will take it, a dangerous position this, and the header by Adjumang, well wide. It was a good chance really. Martin Taylor, the Wycombe keeper, furious with his defenders for allowing Adjumang that much room. Beautifully flighted free kick by Ardley, climbed well Adjumang. Rammell with a great header on, but it'll be intercepted by Hawkins. Bates. And Ardley finding Holloway. This is Trond Anderson, who beautifully left Simpson behind and finds Adjumang. On it goes from Ainsworth towards Anderson. The header by Bates, Pullman there, and finally the clearance by Simpson was half blocked. Carroll, Ryan. Carroll takes over again, looks for Rammell, can't find him. Rammell giving Cunningham a hard time though. Holloway. Well, that time it was a foul by McCarthy. He doesn't think so. And not only that, he's going to be yellow carded for the challenge that the referee felt was from behind. Michael Simpson pleads his case, but McCarthy will be the first player cautioned. He certainly got the ball, he had a case there. I think when the referee sees that back, he'll realise he's made a mistake. Ardley swings one in, it's dangerous. Jason Cousins coming off worst in that goal-mouth collision. Some brave defending here. Ardley is a very accurate dead ball kicker. Williams with the header. Another problem for Wycombe here. Andy Rammell, who isn't properly fit. Laurie Sanchez has taken a risk on him. He's been out with hamstring and groin problems. He was risked on Saturday, having missed the previous couple of games, and it looks as though he might be in trouble here and may not be able to continue. He's been such an important player for Wycombe this season, top scorer with 13 goals. It was always going to be a gamble on his fitness, and at the moment it looks as though that gamble has not paid off. So Wycombe down to 10 men for the moment. 1-1 the score. Bates winning the header. And Brown doing likewise. Ryan. Ardley's there to win it back for Wimbledon. Now McCarthy, who's got to be careful, of course, now having been really unjustly yellow carded. Wycombe taking on the entire Wimbledon defence. And indeed forcing a corner. Did well there, Chris Wycombe. A man who played for England under 21s in the early part of his career. Wycombe are anxious to get Andy Baird on as replacement for Andy Rammell. And his first job will be to get into the Wimbledon penalty area for the corner. Goes towards Ryan. Got a good catch right off his head by Kelvin Davis. from their previous corner, Wycombe ended up conceding a goal. Here's Bird getting his first touch and brought down. Andy Bird, another player who's had a lot of injury problems, was a regular in Wycombe's attack before his latest ankle knock that has kept him out for some time. Here he is. Carroll's cross. Poor one, goal kick. Cousins with a good header away, but it's gone straight to Hawkins, who turns it on for Carlson. Carroll working hard to deny him room. Bird can't keep it in play. Wimbledon's throw as we move into the last few minutes of the first half here. 1-1 the score. Holloway. Ryan did well. And confusion gives Wycombe possession again. Brown looking for Simpson, wasn't the best ball, but it's forced Williams into the corner, and he was very cool to pick out Holloway. Bates with an interception that was very important. Brown finds Simpson, taken off him. Bullman strong though, and now Andy Bird. Well, that surely has got to be another yellow card. The challenge by Mark Williams. He is gesticulating angrily with Andy Bird. I must say my first reaction was that he didn't really have a complaint there, the Wimbledon defender. It looked a pretty obvious trip to me. After a lengthy discussion, it'll end, I'm sure, in a caution for Mark Williams and a free kick for Wycombe in a very dangerous position. Now, does he have a case here? Let's have a look. I don't think so. That looked a spot-on free kick to me. And Bird, who's only just come on, remember, he's only been in the field, what, about 3 minutes? Still receiving treatment from physio Dave Jones, and it looks as though he's unable to take any further part in the game. Now, how unlucky can you be? Laurie Sanchez, having just lost one striker, has now lost another in the space of a few minutes, and Sam Parkin, the 19-year-old who's on loan from Chelsea, the man who scored the winning goal in the previous round against Wolves, will come on as a replacement for the replacement. And that means that Wycombe have now used 2 substitutes in quick succession. So Laurie Sanchez, who sent all 3 on early in the second half on Saturday, won't be able to do likewise tonight. Well, playing up front for Wycombe Wanderers this season has been a jinx position. They've lost a couple of players to cruciate knee ligament injuries. They're going to be out for a year. All kinds of other minor or more serious problems. And now 2 strikers off the field in a matter of minutes. Laurie Sanchez will say that sums up their season, really. Well, eventually, play will resume with a Wycombe free kick. And Parkin comes on to replace the unfortunate Bird. Well, Jamie Bates has scored A couple of long-range efforts from free kicks for Wycombe this season. Dave Carroll is another of their free kick experts. And Bates is the number 6 there, Carroll the number 7. Bates usually blasts them, as befits his name. Carroll usually a little more subtle than that. It's a Bates blaster, or a half blaster, perhaps you'd call that. Didn't really make proper contact. And after that lengthy stoppage, Bullman plays it back in towards McCarthy. And it almost came to Parkin and then to Ryan. Well, we're now into first half stoppage time. There's going to be a couple of minutes of that, presumably, for the 2 Wycombe injuries, as McCarthy gets it away. Good clearance by McCarthy. Wimbledon get the free kick. Williams swings one towards Carlson. Ardley, Brown with the challenge. Carlson gives it away to Cousins. Davies's kick straight onto the head of Wycombe. Brown for Wycombe. Did well with the second challenge and tries to release Parkin. The goalkeeper's had to come a long way here and dealt with the problem very well, Kelvin Davies. Deep into first half stoppage time now. There's McCarthy. Bypass Bullman, and Ewell leading the counter-attack for Wimbledon. Closed down by Bullman. Holloway. McCarthy did well. Simpson on to Parkin. Good challenge by Williams. And McCarthy again gets it clear for Wycombe. Well, the linesman, who's not exactly done Wycombe any favours in this first half, is given a free kick there against Simpson. Free header for Jamie Bates. The referee's had a little glance at the watch, and the half-time whistle must be moments away. Jason Ewell for Wimbledon. Handball given against Simpson. Well, it's the last thing that Wycombe wanted, conceding a free kick right at the end of the first half, but nothing has come of it. Nonetheless, Anderson was allowed to sneak in unchallenged. And that's the end of the first 45 minutes at Selhurst Park. Wimbledon had a perfect start from the first shot on target in the game, which was by Wycombe. From the resulting corner, Ainsworth broke and ran almost half the length of the field to coolly finish. But Wycombe came back strongly, and their longest serving player, David Carroll, slid the ball home after a save by Kelvin Davies from Andy Rammell, who's since gone off injured. So too has his replacement, Andy Bird. Wycombe had 2 penalty appeals turned down as well. This tie still very much in the balance, 1-1 at half-time.